big execution of our French scenario. I'm going to give the word to Siham for the description of the introduction about this scenario. And after you will assist to the elaboration and the running of these different activities with the usage of the different tools. So thank you, Siham.
Okay, welcome back. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Siam, and I'm working at EDF, as you can tell, very corporate. So I will be introducing the scenario. So this scenario has been built with the collaboration of our end user, the Port of Bordeaux, and the first responders. So it was a very collaborative work, very intense, many and several meetings, interviews to get their needs, requirements in terms of tools, and it was very intensive. And at the end, we come up with one scenario. This scenario is very uncommon because it tackles two domains. We have the cyber and the physical domains, and we made it to also include the tools. So this is what we're going to see later. So it's the second demo because the first one was performed in Croatia at Zagreb Airport. Not long ago, just months ago, and same things. They have built up a scenario and included the tools. So before starting with the scenario, the development of the scenario, I will just introduce quickly the participants. So we have two teams. So we have the first team here of participants with us. We have a second team at EDF lab, not far away from our premises, and so they will be playing some tools in real conditions. And we have also a third team, sorry, at the oil terminal that are playing with flying with the drones. So I will quickly go through the role and the participant name. Okay, so here at the power plant, we have David Erson, who will be playing the participant security operators here today. David. And then we have Franck Bouzon and Christophe Mérieux at the DT side. So I will explain what is the DT, the digital twin, later. So they will also be playing some action. Yeah. So they're here. Hello. So we're playing the terrorist. I will go later through the tenor. Okay. And then
The EDF side.
Yeah, of course. No, it's not a real tourist. It's of course. Yeah, definitely. So, and we have from the Bordeaux Port, we have as a participant for the security operator port, we have Loïc Sequin, right here. We have the participant 6 who will be playing the harbor master, Emmanuel Delaunay. And then we have no, sorry, it will be Guillaume Derek, sorry. We have switched yesterday. And then as a whole 3, the prefect, we have Christophe Mignot, who's here. Thank you, Christophe. And then as a first responder, sorry, we have Emmanuel Delaunay, who's here. Sorry, I switched the name. Thank you, Emmanuel. Okay. So yes, at the oil terminal, we have a team, as we said this morning, from Renigar. And we have also the team from Subsea Marine. They will be flying the drones later. So I will now introduce the scenario. Yes, and we have also the EDF, right, the EDF pilots on site. So I will now introduce the scenario. Thank you, Lisa. It is, I will just give the context, I think, directly. So it's winter. It's a very critical period because it's also strategic, because it's a period where the electricity demand in Europe is very high. So doing any action to disrupt the electrical system can be very damaging. So yes, it's the highest electricity demand. And yes, the next one. So the first location, it's, as we said, the Port of Bordeaux. So we have two radar stations just here. This is the entrance, just right here. And then we have also the Capitainerie Harbour Master right here. And why it's a very strategic location? Because the Port of Bordeaux supplies electricity and gas all over the European nation. That's what's very strategic for the attackers to come and destabilize and fragilize the, let's say, the whole economy of the country. Okay. Then yes, then down we have the power plant, EDF power plant. So we cannot show the real system because it's very sensitive. It's a sensitive area. So we have built a digital twin to mimic the real transformer station. It's an industrial process, as you can see here right now. So it has been, I think, shown by Thales, Stefan, this morning a little bit more. And so we'll have some action that will be played on this digital twin. Okay. So I think we can then start with the scenario. Okay. So, Elsa, do you want to resume the scenario? Okay.
I will not resume all the scenario because it is very long and we just we have to do all the same. So just begin the scenario and you will understand each step by step. So the first step is the attack preparation. The attack preparation is in two steps. One step is at the port. So the attacker will send false tidal measurement via very high frequency radio. And so they send an email with an URL to the Harbour Master office to spoof the Port Community System software. So at the beginning of this scenario, the Harbour Master office used a false software without knowing. These two actions will start to disrupt the port normal processes. In the same time, as the power plant, we have one of the employees has been corrupted by a terrorist organization in order to damage the cooling system. If the cooling system is damaged, so the electric distribution can be perturbed. Then the attacker will come. So the first step. At the power plant, we have an employee who has been corrupted by a terrorist organization. This organization targets the power plant to perturb the electric distribution in the region. The port is in the region. The corrupted employee connects a USB key containing a dormant malware into the physical access control system. He copies the malware into the computer and creates a scheduled task to activate the malware in the evening around 9 p.m. In parallel, he also creates 5 badges. He will give them to the terrorists to enter the transformer station after the working hour. So connecting a USB key is not suspicious. But if we connect a USB key, and then you copy a file, and then you create a scheduled task, these actions are suspicious for us. Also, 5 badges is not very suspicious, but if you create in the same time 5 badges with full access, it is suspicious. So we have people in the EDF. You have a video, but people in the EDF will do the same action. Christophe and Frank.
Yes.
And
okay.
so Christophe, you can create the badges and you can connect the USB key, copy the malware, and create the script text now, please. In this video, we can see our corrupted employee. So the first action is to create the badges. The badges are full access. They can access every area in the transformer station. it is not a usual procedure. So having 5 badges with full access is suspicious. This video gives some time to our people to do the real action. So after it creates the badges, it has his USB stick with the malware in it. So he connects the USB stick with the malware, he copies the malware in the desktop, and after that, he will create the scheduled task. The scheduled task has to run around 9 p.m. this evening. Okay. Christophe, Frank?
Yes, so Frank created the badges, and now he's copying the USB stick and the malware on the CPAS server. Yes, it's done.
This is the place for the digital twin.
Yeah. So this is where we have built the digital twin. You can see the doors that are mimicking the real doors, the backs. And yeah, this one. And we have the emergency button just right here. And then backside, backup, you have the valves.
You have so the SCADA system.
Yeah, you have the SCADA systems. Yeah, just right here. And so it's mimicking a real industrial process, real valves system.
Can I say something about these logs that are coming from this digital twin is also forwarded to this interoperability platform, and also we have mapped the physical sensors, or let's say virtual sensors in the physical domain, are mapped to that digital twin. So when a valve is activated or when a door is open, we receive this kind of states, different states in the PSA, the physical situational awareness. Not just in the cyber domain, but also in the physical one. So
to add some compliments, this lab is an EDF R&D lab existing already. And we added some components for the project, such as the access control. See here, simulation of doors built especially for this. Badge, reader for badge, system for also intrusion detection in this. And we decided to simulate correctly real place with an on an industrial system. We managed 4 different zones. So for the access controls, you have 4 different entrances with control, and all this is managed with the central system. We manage also the valves, as said Siham, and the SCADA is the systems to manage the valves. We can have intelligence to use normal operation, but also safety operation. And we use all this global system, all this information of data to manage normal behaviors and abnormal behaviors. This event, when it is detected by the systems from our partners, give alerts, allow to detect, to prevent, and to identify low information in planning in a possible attack. So this is all this information from these labs are sending logs and events and information, which are the ones who are analyzed by the other systems.
So now we play the actions, and yeah, and then David will, as a security operator, will be playing in recorded condition the actions.
Okay. So as a security operator of the power plant, I received an email could be on my phone also. And on this email, well, the title explains its multi-batch creation. I click on it to have some more information. So some more information, I've got the location, and I've got some remedial action I could perform or could ask someone to perform. For example, checking the camera or alerting the IT team, etc. So what's interesting here is I've got a link that connects me to the decision support process, and it's already open on my computer. So on the decision support process, as you can see, I've got this multi-batch creation is reported here also, and I can have some more information by clicking on this arrow.
The last one, it's okay.
Sorry, it's the last one. I've got two.
No.
Sorry.
It's because, okay, I wanted to explain this because we have both alerts. One coming from the PSA, that is the physical one, is the multi-batch creation. Another one coming from the CSA, that is the tool that is uploaded to the, and then automatically the HSA is correlating it. So we have the results there. And that's why there are 3 incidents. But the previous one, the physical one, is that. Okay.
So there, you're gonna have a precise location, and you can have a few mitigation. That is action we can perform to counter the attack. Since it is a physical action, I can switch to the PSA, and here we see I've got a message indicating there is a multi-batch creation. So if I click and go, I will be connected to the location. So here you've got the power plant, and you can see sensors as we saw this morning, and this one is in orange, indicating there's something wrong about it.
Okay, remember that this is not the real location of the power plant. We just
Sorry. What is it? Refresh it.
okay, fine. I don't
Okay.
know.
Here. So you can find the exact location with this tool. The same as before. So on the multi-batch creation here, I've got a few more information, and when it was created, and the location, the scenario, etc. In the meantime, I received an email informing me there is a malware. So I'm connecting to the CSA. I don't replay the whole processes from the email to the CSA. So I'm connected directly to the CSA. And I want to show you 2 things. The first, the links between the dark green cycles, which are the primary assets. This is the assets we need for the infrastructure to work correctly. And in light green, you've got the secondary assets, which are required for the primary assets to work correctly. I can zoom on it if you want. Doesn't it work? It doesn't work. Well, that's right. For example, you can see here 4 secondary assets that are important for the access control to function correctly. Sensors, the readers, badges, and software PACS. Now we can have another view, which is the timeline view. And what is interesting here, you've got the beginning of the attack, and here you've got the ending of the attack. This one is about uploading files from the USB key to the computer.
Yes, so just add something here. This is the cyber situation awareness shared detections. So detection that is happening in a specific location and triggered by data coming from a sensor. Okay, so here, this one right here, it's due to a file that has been copied into the PC. And as David said, it started here. So we have here the exact timeline when it happens and when it ends, just here. And then it will trigger an alert, just here. Click on it. You can zoom.
Right.
Here.
That's okay.
Perfect. So we have the goal of the attacker, and then it gives us predictions, or let's say assumptions on what will happen, and then David, as a security operator, will take the final decision on which action he will be performing to counter the prediction, the attack.
So here it is pretty simple. I can take the chat tool. I will call the security officer of the power plant here, and send him a chat to explain him there are multiple creation observed.
It happens before because
Yeah, like testing.
The autograph is not really important. Just to show.
Great, thank you, David.
Thank you.
For the next step. This next step is an attack by an external actor. So later in the evening, the attacker will access the entrance of the transformer station using the previously created badge by the corrupted employee. They place several bombs in strategic location of the transformer station to cause the most damage and exit. So it is suspicious because the access is the attacker access after the working hour. So it is suspicious. Normally, we don't have access at this time. For this demonstration, the action will appear before 9 p.m. So for the demonstration only, we have changed the rule to after 9 a.m. So Frank, you will be playing the terrorist, and can you do the action, please? Access the transformation.
We switch to the lab. Oh.
maybe the escape.
No, we can see them behind the valves actually. So I think he's placing, yeah, he's here placing the bombs. So he's entering, batching and entering the area. He will be now connecting, placing the bomb. And then leave.
I can already tell you it's not from.
Okay. Okay.
So the bomb is in place.
Okay, the bomb is in place. Thank you. Okay, so we move with the next section.
So I received a new email informing me there is an abnormal access. It means after 9 o'clock in the afternoon. Same as before. I can access to the PSA. No. Before I will access to the decision support system, and there is the unauthorized access. And as before, I can have more information. This one, this one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
This one. So the location and the mitigation about the abnormal access. Going to the physical support, I've got I can go right where is the problem, and I can see there's a new access sensor that has been triggered, and we can see here it indicates abnormal access as we know it before. And that's interesting because on this view, I can ask, for example, one officer to go and see what happens. So we've got a view with every sensor that will help me to deal with this problem.
The next step is a cyber attack. The attacker connects a PC with a special modem. It's a modem who is needed for the communication with the valve, so for the industrial process, the electrical cabinet. And the purpose of this is to disrupt the industrial process. Because if the industrial process is disrupted, you disrupt the electricity distribution of the region. So Christophe, our terrorist, please connect your modem and disrupt the process.
So here we can see him like again accessing the area and connecting his modem to the PC. So he's disrupting the process of the valves.
Right, many.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yes, coding. Okay. Now David, the security officer, has received a notification through the Gmail.
There it is. So I got a new email. No, not that one. Don't say such.
Okay.
I've got a. Sorry, you want? I received a new notification with this clock in red, this bell in red. Sorry, and new query. I can access to the timeline.
Overall setting. Just a second. I think it's a step missing.
I don't know if the individual team they have run this process still, or are they still on doing that?
Have you finished your idea?
Yeah, the action is done or not from your side?
Should I receive an explosion sound?
No.
not yet.
No.
Okay.
As this, if we, I don't know, I have to ask Nicolas.
Nothing.
Nothing yet?
No.
Okay, so just let's wait just like maybe 2-3 minutes.
If not, we continue
Yeah,
to the
just
next
time
one.
for the data to reach the.
So the terrorist is now sending a request to the valve.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's coming. That's why. Okay, thank you, Con.
Remember that this is a demo, and probably this should happen. It shouldn't happen, but probably it happens. So
Yeah, and we're doing it in real conditions. So
yeah.
it's going to take a couple of minutes.
Okay. In the meantime, if you want, we can switch to the another.
Well, yeah. So maybe I can explain what we have.
We'll come back to the CSA.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll move to the next step. It's fine.
In future step, we come back to the CSA, so we can check at this moment if the event arrived. So the attacker exit the transformer station, and later in the evening, later, the automated attack triggers. So first of all, we have the physical attack. So the physical attack is the bomb. So the time trigger bombs detonate one by one, causing fire in the transformer station.
Just a short break. We have received from the sensor. We have received the data, so I think we can go back to the CSA because it's very interesting to see. Yeah. So David, please share your screen.
Okay. Encore? So I can zoom on this new part of the timeline.
Yeah, I can. Okay. So here, as you can see, as shown just before, same step, we have detection. It detected that there's a connection to the modem, and then there is a task that has been scheduled. And if we can see here that it's starting here and ending here, and we have also other detection at the same time running. So we're gonna stop here because it's the one that we're interested in. And then here we have the alerts. It's triggered the alerts. We're gonna click on it. Get the info again. We have the goals of the attacker, and then here we have a list of prediction or assumption. And again, this is the security operator that is the final decision maker. He will be deciding on the action to take to counter the attack.
Okay. Remember that the scenario will end here in principle. Okay, each step is ending because we have Praetorian, and then the operator is able to stop it. So, but then let's continue. What is happening? Okay.
continue with the scenario.
Continue because the operator didn't make any action, but normally it would. So the bomb are in place, and in the night they detonate one by one, causing fire in the transformer station. So we have an explosion. I have to share this one, I think.
Okay.
You can. Oh, you can do the.
Okay.
Can you play the
Yes, for sure. Okay, I have here the audio sensor in front of me. So my idea is just to reproduce a video with an explosion. So. Okay, this. Advertisement, sorry.
¿Por qué quieres falso inicio? ¿Por qué?
Okay, es que just a second. Now it should work. Okay.
Here it's
Okay. So the idea here then is that this triggers an alert to the PSA. So it will be shown in the part of the PSA.
Okay, so we go back to the physical expression models.
Oh, that's right.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right. So I received a new notification explaining there is an explosion sound detected. So I can go on where is it as before. And I can see here there is a red sensor indicating something is really wrong. And if I click on the sensor, I got information as I had before. And going to the incident tab, here I've got a file which allows me as a security operator to hit. For me, it's important because I'm sure there is an explosion with a sound.
We're just recording this time of 10 seconds before, and 5 seconds before and 5 seconds after the explosion.
Okay, stop it. We know it now. And afterward, we can switch to the HSA. Well, not to, oh yeah. So I've got a red bell, and I can switch to the cascading effect. So this is interesting because we saw an initial problem here, and also stage one. We can imagine that it will affect the port of Bordeaux. And if we go on following, we see that it will be important to inform the regional authorities, which in that turn will inform the hospital, for example.
I just want to add that it's very important because, again, it's predictions. So it gives us prediction. It can, again, affect these two assets, the infrastructure, the port of Bordeaux that we can see here, and then the regional authorities. So just adding that the idea behind it is really to see the prediction and alert the infrastructure and authorities.
And if we click on the explosion sensor, we can see that the old state was operational and the new state is affected, which means there's something which happened between the previous states and the states today. Yeah.
We can see also the consequences.
All right. Here you see explosion sensor and the state changes from operational to effective. Yeah. And so, as security officer power plant, my task would be to inform the regional authorities.
Can be done through the chat.
Yeah.
At the same time, the branch trigger. So we have also the time trigger term of malware waking up and disable the normal exit button and all of the badges. So the legitimate employee has to push the emergency button in the doors to be able to exit the power plant. So Frank will be playing our legitimate employees this time. And we push the emergency button on the physical access control system because his badge have been disabled by the malware. So in the transformer station, we have a big explosion with fire, and we have all the legitimate employees going away from the power plant in emergency. So Frank, Christophe, can you
Yes.
waking up the
Yes, the malware should start in 1 minute, and after the employee go outside with the exit button.
Perfect, thank you.
We can see an employee at the back of the video. She works now on the valve, and the malware start in 1 minute less. It was activated by the planning task. Yeah, it's okay, it's done. So the employee can go outside with problems of the badges, and so they use the exit button.
Okay, thank you. So he's leaving by pushing the emergency button. Okay. So normally we should be able to now see the alert. Okay.
Okay. So share my screen just to one more. I understand why. So on the mail, I receive a new notification with the emergency button pushed. So it's explaining also the remedial action I could take and giving me some links to have more information. So going to the PSA, I got a notification, the same notification, multi-patch disabled. So I can go to it and have other information about it. And then we can go to CSA to see there are more alerts and more sensors that have been triggered. So what does it imply? That the sensor show there that there were data manipulation, and the alert explain us the possible consequences of this action. Here we've got assumption about what does the hacker wants to do.
Okay.
So I will open the chat and tell the security officer that there is a multi-batch creation. Dilation. Sorry, dilation. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for the faults.
Okay.
Thank you, David. So
Thank you.
This is the end for the power plant part. So actually the power plant is closed partially. So the transformer station didn't work anymore correctly. So the electricity distribution in the region is perturbating. So as consequences in the port, we have some disorganization because of this electricity distribution complicated. So now we can have a very, very short break to change our participants. So thank you very much, David. And Louis and you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elsa. It was done for us.
Thank you, Christophe. Thank you, Franck.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
C'est la caméra.
Bye.
Voilà.
Sorry, if anything, since just refresh the page if you don't see the internet.
No.
Just give us a moment. Welcome, Guillaume. Welcome, Loïc. So Loïc will play the security operator and security officer of the port. Guillaume will play the harbor master of the port.
Yes, I'll just log in and log out just a second.
Wait. Okay. So now we're ready. So the next action is attack by external actors in the port of Bordeaux. So the ship act as the two technical radar station as the estuary entrance makes the radar network inaccessible, thus blocking the vessel traffic system. Also, the attacker set up a GPS signal jammer. GPS is used by the automatic identification system to send information from ship. So actually, the harbor master office is totally disorganized because it's blind. The radar antenna is off. The automatic identification system is off, and it is also stiff because no more radio relay at the entrance to the harbor master office. So the detection will be just simulated for this part. So Juanjo, can you please simulate?
Yes, this part is simulated because it's in one of the so, but it's just that one.
Okay, so I'm in the harbor master office, a security officer, and we are already a little bit in awareness specific due what happened in the central station EDF. I just received a SMS telling me to check in emergency my webmail, so I go directly on it. It's shared now. So I see there is a VHF detected by radio frequency. So it's a sensor detection. I can click to have already some, I can read some more information. And I need to verify if it's a false or a true information. So I will go on the next link. So the first alarm sensor, which is on the line here today on our data, it's VHF detected by radio frequency, is the same. I can open it to have more information. So location is in
it's a new location. It's, let's say it's in Le Verdon. So it's one of our radar stations. So I know directly that there is some problem, which is possible because it's a true location. I also see that in the category that's a physical threat. So I need to send someone, an agent on site, to read the level on the sensor, to say if it's a false or true alert then. So on this one, so on the other link, I can, so as it's physical, on the physical sensor, I see there is new incident. So the same, always, VHF detected by radio frequency. I go directly on it. It's sending me to the address location. As we confirmed already by the lecture of the error, it's the good location. So this is our radar antenna. I have two sensors. One is in orange, so there is an incident. If I click on it, I see that the sensor should have a normal level of detection. And here we have a red spot showing us that there is a very high frequency signal jam alarm. I can go on incident to have some more information on the description. It's not yet closed because I did not check it. And some proprietary.
So the next attack is attacker will fly through a drone with camera over the port perimeter, heading toward the oil terminal to take picture of the scene. So let's check with our pilot if it's okay to fly.
Yeah.
So they will be flying the drones.
You have to unmute.
Louis, can you please turn on your micro? Okay, so we can see here the drones flying over the old terminal. They're just checking, just checking the area. To detect the possible location where to drop the bombs. That's my altitude limit reached.
Le ventre, c'est bon?
Yes, oui, c'est bon.
Parti ou pas? Ah ouais.
That's my altitude limit reached. So here on the left, you can see the CLA system. Just here, the camera.
It's also interesting to see in the PSA because
Why don't you connect to Igor there? There is
Alexandre, can you show us Igor system?
Oui.
En hauteur, on a 18 mètres.
Oui.
they are
Oui. En fait, il faudrait aller sur la position d'Igor des outils de garde pour voir ce qu'il est en train de faire. Parce que là, on voit le plug. On va aller filmer les.
And we need Igor to explain.
No, this was not discussed. Oh, hello.
Yes, hello, Igor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you?
Yeah. So we're in the van at the moment. On this screen, we see the drones being tracked by the visual system. At the moment, this little white one in particular. And here we have the Praetorian PSA that's tracking the drones. And once enough footage is being taken, it should upload the video of each individual drone to the PSA. And finally, we have the radio frequency detector, which is actually what updates the drone location. So sometimes the visual system cannot see the drone. The RF system is going to see the drone and track them all individually and update the Praetorian system. So that's in a nutshell how everything works.
Okay, thank you very much, Igor.
Thank you.
We will come back to you later for the attack, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
To see what is happening in the PSA, because if you go to the will you share just a second your in Teams? I don't know if right now. Okay, they are landing, but okay, if you go there, go to the Sally location, there are all of them that are geolocated in real time, and it's sending this location of this drone that is detecting multiple drones at the same time and in a specific location. So the operator is seeing real information in real time. I think now they are landing.
Voilà.
To the PSS.
Okay, we can have the same principle to receive a message about this drone sensor. I go then directly here. I can see unauthorized drone detected. So the same indication about embed the location. To see that it's physical, I need to send someone to check also. I already have some information and checklist to do. Then if I go on the PSA, as we have seen, it's already all everything is red. The counter UAV have shown us the unauthorized drone. So we have 4 detected. If I click on the unauthorized drone, I have the position. I can go on it, and it will directly send me the film of what is recorded by the counter UAV measure. So this one, actually, you can do it again. You can see the drone and something under it, so I suppose a bomb. Most probably.
I don't know if all of them have a file. Probably this one that is already flying, but okay.
And normally at this stage with the tool, the CUV tool, we can be able to neutralize the drone, but we won't do it today. Whenever.
Okay, so drone have been detected in the vicinity. It's a physical UAV detection, so we have all that. We can see the movie. So then we need to go to the hybrid situation awareness. I see that there is a red bell alert me. New cascading effects info have been received. So I will load them in the map. It will send me directly to the location. And then I have all the network of possible cascading effects. So I can see the main detection is coming from the counter UAV in Ambes. We have already seen that I sent someone because it's physical to see it's not a false alarm, it's a real situation. So in stage 1, I will advise the harbor master because it will impact necessarily the port, the movement of the vessel and the vessel which are loading and unloading in Ambes, in the oil terminal. We can have also another cascading effect because the harbor master is already aware that there is some other issue in the region because he's speaking to the regional authority. So we'll send again the alert to tell them something is going on also in the port. And we can have also a third cascading effect because the regional authority knows that it was already a bomb in the central electric central station, so they already are warming up the hospital to have a good first response team and the management people in going to the regional authority center to coordinate all that. If we click on the dots, we can have all the elements about what is the drone detection, that it's critically high, and it can go to the state operational to affected if we have the bomb going down on the vessel and the terminal. So I go on the synoptic live diagram to see again all the cascading effects possible.
Okay. So, okay, it's charging because there are 3D models, but the idea here is to have a representation the same way that there is it's another representation. So as you can see, there is a legend here, operational to outage. So depending on the color, each node or each asset that is affected change its color. The drone that is affected there, okay, these previous events regarding the power plant are affecting that area, the turbine, the transformer. So the idea here is to show to the operator in a quick view which is the last step of the different elements that set up these two infrastructures, or these both infrastructures that are involved. So this is the final state of this HSA. Okay.
Okay, so as we have seen, there is a lot of effects that can be shared. So we need to inform all the person who can be affected. So here we have a tool that we can upload in the message new address mail to send so they're already prepared in normal life. But as can be also a new situation here, we can create some new address. So I will send this to the Harbor Master, and I can send the message about the security breach in MBS. Then it can be also shared to a lot of other participants, so we don't need to send 20 times the same messages. So it's nice to have one message for everybody which is in charge of the situation.
So now we're going to switch to the Harbor Master.
The next step, as you can see, is informing the authorities and the first responder. So the security operator of the port has informed the harbor master. So the harbor master must inform the stakeholder, like the port management team, but also the port police, the local authority, the first responder, the maritime and departmental prefect, because they can be affected by this impact. So the harbor master. Please.
Well, I received the message. When I open it, I send an and acknowledge to. And now I go to the information sharing and communication tool. I select incidents.
Let's refresh again.
I will just, you know what, open it again. It's okay. We have it here.
Yeah.
It's here. Okay.
I select the proper incident at the top of the list.
No.
Not resident run. After that, I check all information and I send main information. I select the first responder. There's the MIS. I update history. I verify, send. And here I go to the forecasting information. Verify all the information and I send to authorities and CLS. After that, I went to the chat. I select operators. The first responder have received the information through the ESAFR tool. And now they know the type of the authority detected, plus which CI that have been affected.
I'd like to add here that from this tool, we can share the important information, the main information to the CI, critical infrastructure, plus the local authorities. So it will go here in the chat, and in the chat here, you can see that in the chat, you can see that we have many members. So we have the prefect, the local authorities. So they will all receive the three here in the thread, all the main information and take actions. So you can see here the first responders, they have answered saying that they have received information and the team is ready on their way.
So now we are implementing and monitoring, and now we have the drone coming back. So the initial perimeter of detection of the counter UAV system is limited to the Harbor Master Office zone for practical reasons because of the number of the surveillance zone. Following the reported alert, the DSS recommend to the power management team to extend the perimeter of the counter UAV system to a larger zone based on the estimated threat that covers the terminal. So the power management team issues instruction to the port security team in order to extend the perimeter detection area of the counter UAV system to the entire port, including the terminal 20 kilometers away. So the counter UAV system will be larger. And now we have the 4 aerial drone. So we have one drone with explosive on it, and they are flying towards the oil terminal. And one of the drones reached the oil terminal and set on fire. So for simulation, we have one drone with little bombs on it. We see it in the morning. And for the fire, we simulate this with flashing light. So let's see the drone.
Okay. Okay, give them some minutes, they will connect. So now the drone will be heading to the boat to load the bunker. To go? Okay. We can do it. Louis Alexandre, Igor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great.
So they're turning on the drones at the moment. Take off soon, I hope. We've turned everything on. So
can you come, Louis? Well, Louis, can you come close to the micro, please? Cannot hear you, Igor. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. This is my first time selfing. So the PSA should show a couple of drones flying. They're taking off at the moment. So when they get into the angle required by the visual system, they should be detected, and everything should be updated with the video file as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Igor.
Thank you.
Yes. Igor?
They're waiting for the drones to come to the right angle because it's windy. So then, because there is only 30 degrees camera, so they go.
No, but it's detected. Yes, it's already detected.
So they detected the yeah, here we can see on the right. Okay. So now it's flying. Okay.
So the drone will fly over the oil terminal.
Yeah.
So the reservoir system will be them. And after that, one drone will fly to the oil terminal and land, and the flashlight will flash to simulate the explosion.
Je regarde.
C'est que le vent quand même après.
Yeah, we can see the drone on the left.
The drone with the bomb
Yes.
is the white one.
Yeah, it's loaded with the bomb on the left, targeting the.
Allez, c'est parti. On fait des petits ronds au départ.
It's really bad.
The drone with the bomb is the white one. You can see it in the right.
Yeah.
Well, it's very little, but he will fly over the whole terminal and set it above flying.
On attend. Mais en fait, je sais que le bon est quelle heure? Je te dis, on attend que tu le détectes. C'est bon, c'est détecté. C'est madame. Non, mais non, on voit pas encore une petite. Un petit touche lumineux là, pas très loin du dos. On voit ou pas? Ouais, pour l'instant, non.
Yes,
It's a little bit windy, but we can see the flashing light on the top. Yeah.
So the white drone has bomb on the
Okay, so
okay, when it lands, the flashlight because it's exploded.
It's realized. Okay. So we're gonna move to the next section, the PSA.
Just cancel that. Cancel this. So right now. Okay. Okay, Charlie, this is showing something laggy, but these people they are delocated and changing their position. Okay, like that. Still. Okay, there was also an explosion. No, it's not that one. This is the previous one. I'm sorry. If you go to the first of the list, there is an explosion. Specific.
The right one. Let's see.
detected by this other sensor. If you pick on it, you will have this.
Yeah, so it's the same. We have an audio sensor which is in red in the PSA, showing us explosion sound detected. So we don't have cam to confirm. We need to be sure. So I will see here already some abnormal signal. And here I can go to the file to see to heard. So I really have a confirmation that something is going on, and most probably the sound detected is the real one with an explosion. I can still see all the unauthorized drone detected. And I go to the nearest camera to check.
Okay, this is a full touch. This is just a full touch video, but
see the possibility.
Okay, there.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
So we assume we have an explosion at the power plant, we have an explosion on the oil terminal of the port. The port is very affected because it is deep and they cannot communicate with the ship. So it is a bad situation. So we can we can make a short break, and after that we can see the on-site intervention, how to alert the population, and how to share the information of the incident with the other critical infrastructure.
No.
So let's take a break.
Let's have a quick break of 10 minutes,
Okay.
and then we come back.
And then we can finish it.
Le téléphone. Ça vaudrait chercher une touche. Ouais, mais les drones, tu peux dire qu'on va
We are going to restart.
C'est parti.
C'est sûr.
Si j'arrête, je vais mettre.
Oh, oui, oui, je parle.
Frédéric, je suis seconde déjà. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont dit?
Donc, il change. Oui, on dit pas généralement. Là, on vient de.
C'est lui, non, c'est lui qui l'a trouvé. Non, non, ça y est. À la fin.
Je peux m'en aller.
À la fin.
Non, tout reste.
Okay.
Okay. So let's restart. So we are on the final step. So we have two explosions, one on the power plant, one on the port, and now we have to activate the emergency plan. So with us, we have two participants. We have Emmanuel Delaunay, who is planning the first responder, and we have Christophe Mignot for the role of prefect.
Okay.
First, on on-site intervention. So regarding the severity of the situation caused by the attacks on the power plant and the port, the prefect activates the following emergency plan. The security force secures the area, then emergency services take the formal responsibility to command the rescue operation and ensure the interface between the security forces and the firefighter. Define and secure the intervention zone, extract victims, and take care of injured people. Activating the emergency plan needs to activate the COD. COD is for Developmental Operational Center. And the mobilization of the necessary services like the firefighter, the police, the gendarmerie, etc. to maintain the crisis. So we have Emmanuel who has the COD. So please, Emmanuel, share your screen and.
Thank you, Elsa. So it will be a static presentation. Before starting, I have to insist my presentation is not a part of the PRAETORIAN project. This presentation will show how authorities and public emergency services are organized during an event like that. So I specify that European countries have a similar organization. So I will say also why PRAETORIAN could be very important in crisis management, because physical and cyber domains can work together. So for the French scenario, this is an attack to the port of Bordeaux. And we consider that there are many victims, and obviously, it is a major event. So in this case, there are two levels of organizations. The first one in the field, on site, in the port of Bordeaux, police going to secure the area, neutralize terrorists and drones, for example. And then I can show you on this representation. Yes, on site, we can see police vehicles, and after police secure this area, firefighters and emergency medical service take care of victims here and transfer them to an advanced medical post. And after that, victims will be transported by helicopter, by road, depending on the severity of their injuries. So it was the level 1, but for us today, the most important is the level 2. The level 2 concerns, like Elsa said here, the departmental operational center. In this place, there are different persons. Yeah, there are different persons. The first one is the prefect. The prefect is the local representative of the French government. And around him, there are mayors, elected people, and representatives from different public and private services, operators like airport, public transportation, universities, hospital, etc. And PRAETORIAN could be very important in crisis management because at the beginning of this attack, for example, authorities don't have visibility, don't have enough information. And PRAETORIAN could be provide very precious information about the attack, but above all, PRAETORIAN can provide and share quickly information about the cascading effects to other critical infrastructures. And for the prefect, it's fundamental to understand what can happen and to anticipate and to take the best strategic responses.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
So the first step is alerting the population. So our regional prefect, Christophe, will give the order to alert population about the situation using available means. So a tweet will be created to inform the public about the incident through social media. It will also prevent the population via their cell phone.
Yeah. Here is the screen of the next tool. So as the role of the local authorities, representative of the government in the area, as my colleague explained just before, it's quite the same in every country in Europe, more or less. It's the same organization. At a certain level of event, somebody is responsible of the security of the population. And the most important thing which we have to do now is to, of course, to prepare the population, to save the population if there is a danger, an immediate danger. And what is very important for the main authorities is what about what would happen to the population? And in this scenario, PRAETORIAN gives us the opportunity to send tweets immediately to social media, tweet or some other tools. It's in this example, it will be a tweet. And what is very interesting for us, for the local authority, is that we have not to think about what we have to do. The tools give us the opportunity to not to think about what we have to do, but it's prepared. Hey, Chief, this is what you have to do. That's what you prepare for us. Okay, so here I will show you what's happened. I opened the incident list, and here it is. We have the case of explosion in the. So that's the one. Yes, that's the one. Okay, and it gives me to me immediately some information on the incident, and a tweet is already prepared. And I take the time, but I can do it very, very quickly. And here, as you can see, the message is prepared for the population. Please avoid the area, and we can add. Of course, we can add some things. I don't will do it right now, but I can say listen to the national radio to get more information. Do not call the emergency services to avoid congestions. I can say some information. And then, very easily, and it's always very important to have a very intuitive tools, because as much as you get at the level of authority, you are not able to use a computer. So it's very, very important for us. And then I don't want to say to everyone, because we are in an exercise, I avoid to I have all to send a tweet to the whole world, and then the tweet is now ready. It's down. And that's it. Yeah. PRAETORIAN testing. Okay. And then I have a second tool in the operational and decision center of the authorities, which called COD in France, but it's not important. At the place where we take decisions, somebody told to the authority, hey, it could be very interesting to inform directly all the people, all the persons which are in this area. So of course. And so I opened this other tool, which name APWS, and then I will select an area of. I will select an area. No, I have to manage the area of the place where we manage the crisis is here. Sorry for people which are online, it's a little bit long. There is a situation map. And then, because the danger is at a level, we don't know which one, but we imagine that there is a big risk. So I have here a menu. It's very intuitive, all right? So I click here. I will select an area like this. And then I decided this is the area of the emergency, and I will say the evacuation. Description. I select category. I will say it's an emergency area. So I said that I will that everybody go out from this area, and the software give me the new map, and then I click on the right button and I send an alert. I choose the tip, and at level 1, I choose a prepared message, terrorist or so, and just define where are the people, port area, for example, and then I just send it. And in a minute, it will appear a graphic which show me where are the people with a phone, yes, with a mobile phone, sorry.
Would you refresh?
Yeah. I refresh, okay.
Something happened with the browser, or I don't know if you miss connection. Or something.
I think we have a bad connection.
Yeah, it's a question of bad connection. So.
That's one.
Sorry, will you refresh again?
Yeah.
Okay. Demo.
Under control, no? It's always the same with the authorities. Okay, Captain? Okay.
Yes, you can click go and it's the same area.
Okay.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Okay, fine.
Okay. Et maintenant, vous pouvez voir. Oh, sorry. And now, sorry. And now you can see the map with the information with very intuitive colors. The red colors means that there is many people in this area, and then from the red up to the green, you can see that there is more or less people, and I can say I can count in each place the density of phones and the number of phones. You see on the small information screen. This kind of tool are very useful for the authorities, and I will say that as under the name of the end user of this project, I will say I'm very happy to see this kind of tool, because we have not this kind of tool yet, and it will be very nice for the future to see this kind of project. So thank you for all the technical guys and engineers and chiefs and everybody who works on this. Thank you.
Okay.
So the last step about information sharing. So this tool and this scenario demonstrate how it is technically possible to share information with other critical infrastructure so they can prepare themselves for similar attacks. The conclusion of the DSS and the CR is that in case of an attack against an emergency installation, critical infrastructure and first responders should be informed on an European scale. Information sharing system can provide additional information to other critical infrastructure or other first responders in order to alert them. So, for example, it's important to inform a port for an attack and give them access to specific information. For our scenario, inform the power plants from here. So it is the end of the scenario. Thank you very much for participants. Thank you, Christophe. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, David. Thank you, Loïc. And thank you, Guillaume. And I think to conclude, we have a word from Frederic.
Yes, not an obligation to conclude, but we can have, because we are a little in advance, sometimes to discuss, exchange, receive your point, opinion of what you saw today. It's open. We tried to do a good preparation with all the members of this consortium. It was 3 intense days, big work to prepare this. I would give a special thanks to Elsa, Siham, Anfo, who were always at the table, supported, of course, all the participants, of all the partners of the project, because we tried to have, yes, of course, the end users participating in the demonstrator, but we also mobilized the work package leaders, the technicals, the academics, who were working in the work package 3, CSA, work package 4, PSA, HSA, work package 5. So it means partners coming from everywhere in Europe. And it's really a big involvement from all of us, all of you in this. For ICCS also going fundraise, so work package 6. Tell me that I forgot you, please. Because after I don't sleep, I forget to. So tell me. Of course, Fabrice helping for the organization of this reception of this demonstrator and participants of the board. Josephine, of course, she made a lot here. And as usual, I would tell Eva, working with me and Siam always in the leading of this project and the task we do together. Of course, Angel, responsible for all our demonstrators. We have 4 demonstrators, you know, so and always present with us in many preparation discussion, in many preparation workshop to go in a good way, and honestly, always easy to work together. So it's a real pleasure. So, but you know this, and so the question is now. I hope you're satisfied first, and after this, is there some topics, some idea you have? I forgot, Yelena, if you could tell me, because after I will receive an email telling me, okay, so I will tell Yelena, keep quiet, okay? But yes, also with Renegade, always a very good work, very good involvement, participation, always available for this. And I don't know if the list can listen as the members of the team for the drones writing all this and this participation. For the end users, I forgot our first responders, of course, with Emmanuel and Christophe. Always present to give advices about the manner to manage crisis in the domain of critical infrastructures, in the domain of incident, and it was also always very important, mainly for the French scenario. For the participant, yes, I have time. It's in my mind. Okay. They are telling me yes, there is. Okay, so I forgot to mention also AIT because they are participants with Sandra and Manuel in the HSA and giving a big job for the generic digital twin and all what is modelized in this way to include information from this this modeling, this modelized critical infrastructure. So before to do a tour with question, I want to thank Doris, our project officer. She arrived because most of you don't know this. She arrived in the lead participation of the project in January, end of January, and just after the first review of the project and being here in this demonstration in France for us was a pleasure to receive you and also to show what you do because it's concrete. It shows that we started with a big idea about the domain of the protection of critical infrastructures, but it gives concrete tools to, and it's a big job of brainstorming on how to do this, and it was interesting to show you. I will give you the word, of course, but if there is a special invitation for Catherine that I met not far away because we met on a conference and was very interested also in PRAETORIAN. So take the word if there are some questions, some explanation to develop. It's also possible in remote if you have, and we will try to lighten you and to give more explanation. Okay, Yannick.
General question, please. Is this the only project of that kind in Europe, or have you seen anything else? And if there's others, did you talk to them to make sense and to see what's going on their side?
It's not too complete. It's not too complete if it's not. So yes, of course, the domain of CIP, critical infrastructure protection, is very, very important at the European level, and it exists many projects. PRAETORIAN is represented in another project, a consortium of projects, which name is EU CIP, which collects 20 different projects about critical infrastructures. Here in PRAETORIAN, you know that we are on 4 domain of activities: port, airport, health, and energy systems. And it's multi-dimensional. Some projects are dedicated to aviation, to the railway, to the aerospace. It's like this. And in the project, one of our first deliverables was to do state-of-the-art of some project in which we could have information, because PRAETORIAN did not start from nothing. So we took information from 12 yes, a good number of projects to analyze mainly the way to consider the risk. What was the approach about the risk? And we consider this, and we made the study advance.
You can add about
yes.
Okay. Just to add, each year some projects are funded to cover this topic of the critical infrastructure protection. We have a system project addressing exactly the same topics. I mean, for example, the risk assessment, the cascading effects, or the situational awareness. This system project is called PRAEXINT. So we are running in parallel. They started a few months later, but we are finalizing the same time. And indeed, there is a conference next week in Brussels. They are organizing, and we are participating together with them to share knowledge, because we are addressing the same key issues, but in a different way. So we might find something to be complemented or to share also and to know about lessons learned each other are finding during this way of the project performance. In the same way, years ago, there were some other projects. For example, Sauron was addressing the protection of ports. There were SATI addressing the airports, and some partners here have worked previously in those projects. So now we are incorporating somehow the knowledge we've had, and we are going beyond with innovation. So there is a lot of information in several web pages where these projects are clustering and sharing documents.
Is there another question? So, thank you for this. I'm going to give you the microphone if you want. Doris, to give your point, to give your idea about this day and the way.
First of all, thank you for having me here. I won't name anyone because I know what you mean with I'm afraid that I miss out on important people. So thank you to all, and of course, Frederick, for you, and of course, Eva. It's always a pleasure to be in contact with you, to work with you. I'm very impressed of what I saw today. I mean, the dedication, the professionalism, the enthusiasm. This is just so great. When you come from Brussels and you sit in the office all day long, and then you come here, this is so exciting. This is so nice. I mean, I feel like really, you know, I'm really happy. And I know that when I tell my colleagues next week that I've been there, that we had the demonstrator, that we, to some extent, we played James Bond, they will be just so jealous. So keep up the good work. The project is finishing end of September. So it's time for the finishing line. I think you have a lot of nice things, you know, the input from the end users is just so much worth for the project, for European Commission project. I also want to say, following up of the last question, every year we have a call on infrastructures, and there's also one this year, so you might want to look at it and might write a proposal. So this is on the proposal side. However, as we discussed already during the lunch break, we also need all the time new experts, real experts, and we have our own European Commission expert database, and it only lives if new experts come in with new domains. Like now, for example, we need people, for example, for artificial intelligence. So if you haven't registered yet, please consider doing it. I will send you the link where you can register as expert. As normal for the European Commission, it's not so easy because our tools are quite complicated. I apologize for this. So be patient when you register as an expert, but be sure this will be very much appreciated by all of us because we need good people to write proposals, but also to evaluate them. And here we'll stop.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay, so thank you for all this. I believe that if there is no more point to discuss, we can close this meeting, this demonstrator. And
yes. Just one last thing to mention that all of you later today, you will receive an email with a link about an evaluation questionnaire, for which we can provide feedback to us about the data. So please try to fill this because your feedback is very important.
Thank you, Naderos. So I'm going to close this meeting. Just a reminder that we have two demonstrators more, one in Croatia from 12th to 14th of June, and one in Valencia in Spain at the beginning of September. July, sorry, already in the next one, from the 3 to 5 of July. So don't miss us for the ones who we want to follow. And again, thank you very much for being here, for see what we do, and that's all. So have a nice trip for the one who will go back home, and see you the next time. Okay.